Hey guys, this is Shane. Welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, hey, I want to talk about book selling coincidence, or at least what feels like a coincidence. I'm pretty sure I know what the real reason is, but I wanted to tell you the story of what happened to me just this last week that certainly feels like a book selling coincidence. And I want to know if you've experienced this too, or kind of like you got similar stories on this. I'll be interested in this feedback. So, hey, before I jump in and tell you this, thank you. Thanks for the channel support, the views, the likes, subscribing. You guys keep watching. I'll keep making these, and we'll see what happens. And hey, if you hadn't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. We're getting close to, I think, 6,000 subscribers. That's crazy, right? So, anyway, thanks so much for the channel support. But here's the coincidence that I've had this last week. I had these books, they're kind of book/magazines, yearly kind of annuals on American furniture, and they're really exquisite. It goes through just, for anybody that's doing, collecting, interest in the hobby, the history, just all kinds of information. Really, really gorgeous books. And I bought these at a estate sale. I probably had 15 or 16 of them. Got them for $1 each several months ago. And if I looked at them, they were, the ones that were selling a lot of them were selling for $35, $40 each. And I thought, and this is going to be a good return on investment, right? They may have to sit there a little bit, but when I listed them, I had a few of them hardbacks, but most of them were the soft covers. When I first listed them all, and I love listing stuff like that, right? Because it's easy. It's like once you kind of get the one going and get it submitted, you can do, your sell similar, and you're just kind of change the ISBN number and the date and just a couple of things. And it's like fast, right? You get a lot of things listed that way. It's always good with that. But after I listed them, I sold within a few weeks. I think I sold 2. And I think I did a best offer of one for like $25, and I sold one for like $39. So I was already in the money on it. But these things they're big, and these things, they're heavy. They take up a lot of space on my shelf. It's anyway. So, but they've been sitting there for months, just sitting, nothing, no offers, no sales on them. I mean, so fast forward 5-6 months, I'm thinking, what am I going to do with these things? I guess I'm going to bring the prices down. I got to do something to move them. They're taking up so much space on my shelves. And I sold one just to one buyer for like $29. It was a best offer. So, okay, $29, I'll take it. The very same day, like later in the day, I sold one to another buyer. Totally different buyer. And it was, again, it was like $32 or something. Well, then that second buyer come back, so that's the coincidence thing that's funny to me, right? That they sit there forever, and then, one person buys, and then within, a few hours or a day, somebody else buys another one. And I can only imagine that it's a couple of things happening. Either somebody had them watched, and, they see somebody just bought one that they wanted, so it motivates them to go ahead and buy. But the more likely reason is that when one's selling, that it's getting picked up by the eBay algorithm, right? It's kind of pushing liked things or similar things. It has to be some combination of that. I suspect it has to be the eBay algorithm somehow pushing things, but it still feels so much like coincidence. Now, the rest of this story that is just, I love it when it happens as a buyer. I had the guy that bought the second book. He messaged me and said, "Hey, I'm interested in these 2 other ones. Would you take $25 each for them?" And I said, "Sure. Yeah, sure." So I sold them, boxed them, and when I shipped them to him, I just sent him a note saying, "Hey, and this is something you can do, right? This for yourself too. It's good advice to communicate with buyers sometimes." I sent him a note and said, "Hey, your package is on the way. I know you bought 3 of these. I've got like 10 more of them. If you're interested, I'll make you a deal on any of them you want." There was one hardback and the rest were the paperback ones. So he immediately comes back and says, "Well, what would you do on them?" And I said, "I'll tell you what I'll do. $22 plus shipping. And I had these, originally priced anywhere from 25 to 40 bucks, but I'm like, let's just move these suckers. So I had 10 of them left. He buys 9 more of them. He comes back and buys 9 more, and at $22 each. And I had, I think, $5 and like $5.50 shipping, paid shipping for them. Even though it was combined shipping, it was still ended up being like $27 because of the weight, right? So I have one left. But one of these suckers left. So just in a matter, they sit there for 6 months, one person buys, then it kicks off a totally different buyer, and then through a little bit of luck and a little bit of communication, I end up selling all of them. So, it ended up being in this last couple of weeks, I've sold like $250 worth of these things. I'd already sold a couple, for that, well, I think one was 25, one was a 38 or 39, like I said. And so I ended up over all these paid $1 each for them. I ended up making, probably about 300 bucks on them. So anyway, coincidence or not, it's kind of funny how that works out on the selling. And I'm interested to hear your similar experiences. I don't necessarily believe in coincidence, but I do know if I'm sitting at a blackjack table sometimes and you see something weird in a 6-deck shoe and they supposedly shuffle, but then the next time through you see the same things. I know that can happen. I don't know, that's not really coincidence. That's just not shuffling cards good. So anyway, it's fun. I look forward to your stories. Let everybody share what you've seen, similar experiences, and what your thoughts are. Do you think it's the eBay algorithm, or is it truly just coincidence? So remember, see cool, buy cool, and then list it so you can sell it. And I do think, as a selling tip, this, sometimes if somebody buys something, you have something similar, instead of just shipping it, engage with those buyers. It doesn't hurt to just send them an email and say, hey, your stuff's on the way. Do you want to buy something else that I've got? I mean, I think that, you might be interested in this, and that it worked in this case. So anyway, look forward to your stories. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.